about shit that I shouldn't know. So I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cat. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, bet he blowing her back. Think about me, cause he know that it's fat. And it been what it been. Calling his phone like he'll send me a pin. Ducking my shit cause he know what I'm on. But when he hit me, I'm not gonna respond. But I don't sleep enough without you. And I can't eat enough without you. If you don't speak, does that mean we're through? Don't like sneaky shit that you do.
Good boy's a liar. Good boy's a liar. He doesn't see ya. You're not making on me, boy. Good boy's. Now you're calling me up on the phone, so you can have a little wine and a moan. It's only because you're feeling alone. At first, when I see you cry, it makes me smile. Yeah, it makes me smile. At worst, I feel bad for a while, but then I just smile. I go ahead and smile.
It doesn't matter how nice and expensive your sketchbook is, if you don't use it, then it's not really that good of a sketchbook. Instead, buy sketchbooks that you can bring anywhere and draw really good and really bad drawings with. This is exactly the reason why I love A5 size sketchbooks. Because they're super portable, and if you make a mistake, you can just go to the next page without having to feel like you wasted a lot of paper. In terms of the paper, I would highly suggest getting cream-colored, acid-free paper that is at least 100 GSM thick. Even though it is quite uncommon, I found myself really enjoying this landscape spiral-bound sketchbook that I bought from Davir. I'm most likely gonna butcher the name, but I think it's called Hanemülle. So what about you? Have you found your perfect sketchbook, or are you still looking?
How to make your sketchbook thick
I always
and
wanted
creamy.
my own brother,
Part 7.
and then he showed up at our door.
Hide your gum
I
in
didn't
it.
question where he came from. I wasn't lonely
Keychains
anymore.
brings.
Soon we
Paint a
did
page
everything
some random
together.
color.
He taught me how to fly a
Make
kite.
trash pages.
I watched him grow into a stallion. I watched him sleep in bed at night.
More
It's
bling.
not creepy.
Redraw old
Then he
art.
signed that record label. A cute quintet of boyish sound.
Kitty needed to inspect
But
the
now
bling.
that everybody loves him, I'm just a
Color
busy
test page. Don't mind the tape back.
I
She was
myself into
struggling.
my studies.
Shawty said she gon' roll, saw city come up. She wasn't on a roll, now she want on a run up. See them dark skin girls with them light skin crews. Yeah, we see you, but she the light skin girl with a dark skin crew. Can't know what to do. I was just like, this bitch lose like Lindsay Lohan. She gets down just like Lindsay Lohan. Run the block, she not throwing shots. That bitch bad, watch her blow a hole back. She gets away. Run away, she gets away. She gets away. She just turned 25. She wanna roll with young niggas like roll with the clip.
My art before art school?
Boo. Bad. That is bad art. Not cool. So not in. I hate it.
My art after art school.
Yummy.
Everybody can draw a face with this trick.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I
like, yeah.
If this is how you've been drawing hands, stop, because I'm going to show you the secret to draw hands in any position you want. The basic lines you're going to need start with this shape that's almost a rectangle, and then you add 4 little circles for the first knuckles, and then lines like this for the length of the fingers. Add the middle knuckles, and notice at the top that the middle finger is the highest point. And for the thumb, you can draw a circle on the side closer to the base of our initial rectangle, and then shape all of our base lines into the hand. These guidelines will help you draw hands in absolutely any position, so let me show you how. I always start with our almost rectangle. I'm drawing the knuckles and the lines, and then we can shape everything into fingers. If the hand is sideways, it's the same thing, so even if some of the fingers are hidden or part of the hand is hidden, you still draw the knuckles and lines so you know where everything should be, and then you draw the hand on top of your guidelines. Here's another example if the fingers are folded, so again you draw all the knuckles, and you can even break the fingers in 2 little sections like this, and then you draw each section in the right direction, and then once you have the basic proportions, you can outline everything. Here's one more example. In this one, instead of the knuckles, I'm drawing just the finger sections like I did before, and then you outline and add all the details. This is basically how I learned how to draw hands, and if you want to watch my full class on how to draw hands, you can do it for free in the link in my bio. It's a Skillshare class, it's a first link. And this is how you draw hands. Now follow me if you want to see how to draw this hand and this hand.
Remember, when you're lost in the darkness, look for the light.
Everybody's gotta go, don't they?
Yes, we do, baby.
So if you need a hero, just look in the mirror. No one's gonna save you now, so you better save yourself.
Anybody can draw. Grab a pen. You can't knock this till you try it. Draw 2 ovals tilted upward at each other and immediately mess them up. I'm talking scribbling around the edges, marking up the insides. Just make sure it looks a bit chaotic. Make your pupils tiny, and then draw an unfinished rectangle down the bridge of the nose. Add a circle on the bottom and 2 nostrils underneath with flares on each side. See, this isn't so hard. You got this. Next, choose a mouth. I'm selecting a frown today. Like a really dramatic frown. Don't forget to shade in that top lip for depth. I'm adding messy circles where I want the cheeks to be, and then to the white spaces I'm adding random details like stars and circles and dots. I'm doing a little shading around the eyes and the nose, and then I'm going to add cheekbones and a jawline. Don't forget to shade underneath those cheekbones. Next, add eyebrows. I'm adding more details and finishing off the head with a mohawk hairstyle. For more beautiful trash art, follow me on Instagram at SavannahLore. Have fun!
How can you use a filter to draw a bridge over water? Well, start off by drawing 2 lines and making a bunch of rectangles that get smaller as you go up. Bonus points if you leave gaps in between a few of the first ones. Then use a darker shade of brown to add some depth. Make sure to keep the lines wherever there are gaps. Then add little lines for shading on both sides of the rectangles, and add some vertical lines coming from the ones in the back. Then fill in those gaps with some blue, and everywhere else you want water to be. You can draw a little tropical beach scene like me. I'm just outlining where the island that I'm drawing is going to be, and also the horizon line. And now you can apply the same steps that we used in the first video. Check that video if you need a refresher. And there were like 1 or 2 people in that video that said it doesn't look like water. And babe, if you've never seen tropical water, you could just say that, okay, but that's not my problem. Anyway, the main difference is in the water, there's going to be a shadow coming from the bridge. This can be done with a dark blue color.
I'm going to teach you how to stay motivated with drawing. I bet you're thinking, wow, whoever made these probably has a chronic drug issue sparked by a lack of hugs as a child, as well as an underlying insecurity of his abnormally small penis. And you'd be right. I sure can't pleasure women, but I can pleasure 22,000 TikTok followers with drawing tips and wacky hijinks. So tip number 1. There's no such thing as a bad drawing. At the end of the day, drawings are just lines on paper, and just because you have an inferiority complex caused by your parents showing more affection to your siblings than you as a child, that doesn't mean those negative feelings should carry over into a hobby you're trying to pick up in your 20s, so just be easier on yourself. Tip numero 2, supplement with substances if you have to. If you need to use drawing as an excuse to drink alone because that's what motivates you, then that's fine. Personally, I like to sip NyQuil until I forget who I am, then just pound out a shit ton of drawing. Tip 3, try to do it for money. I got my second ever t-shirt order, Cerebral Ink, and I felt like Jesus himself was dripping candle wax on my nuts. Oh, I fucking love money. I'm just such a little capitalist piggy. Oh, but yeah, it feels really good when people buy your shit, so that's a good incentive.
He say that I'm good enough, got my think about shit that I should've known. So I tell him it's one of me, he making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me, like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, bet he blowing her back. Think about me, cause he know that it's fat. Damn. And it been what it been. Calling his phone like he'll send me a pin. Ducking my shit cause he know what I'm on. But when he hit me, I'm not gon'
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that.
I'll be the rubber band, you'll be the match, I will be a fuse. Boom, painter, baby, you could be the muse. I'm the reporter, baby, you could be the news. Cause you're the cigarette, and I'm the smoker. We raise the bet, cause you're the joker. Checked up, you are the chalk. And I could be the blackboard, you can be the top. And I can be the wrong, yeah, when the sky comes falling. Even when the sun don't shine, I got faith in you and I. Put your pretty little hand in mine.
Siempre en mi vida, I'm a gangster's wife to an anybody killer. Daddy, let me know that I'm your only girl. The only man that I need in this gangster world is you. And I wouldn't trade it.
So why you think I would lie? Won't you tell me, girl? The only one that I need in my gangster world is you. And I wouldn't trade it.